Idlib under a rain of bombs. Rescuers rushed to free dust and blood-covered victims from collapsed buildings after another round of government airstrikes sowed destruction on the northern Syrian province. According to human rights groups, dozens of civilians have been killed since Sunday in a relentless bombing campaign on the jihadist-controlled region. On Tuesday, Washington condemned what it said were indiscriminate attacks by Bashar al-Assad's troops and the Russian ally, while the UN warned that an all-out offensive could trigger a humanitarian catastrophe.
Further military operations will overwhelm all ability to respond. In many areas of active hostilities, humanitarian operations have been suspended.
One of the last Syrian provinces not reclaimed by the regime, Idlib was designated a buffer zone under the Astana Agreement last year. But the region is largely controlled by jihadist group HTS, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, a terrorist organization which Syria and Russia say is excluded from the ceasefire.
These are not violations because the group, HTS, is not subjected to any commitment in terms of the ceasefire. The fighters from HTS are terrorizing civilians, and they are using civilian infrastructure for military ends, and are also using civilians as human shields.
According to the United Nations, around 270,000 people have been displaced since the regime ramped up its bombing campaign on Idlib in late April, making this the most intense military escalation in Syria in nearly a year.